Hello, welcome back to my series in Factorio, in which I'm attempting to build my very first mega factory. My name is Azrael. Come along with me as we continue our adventure. Alright, in the previous episode we started building our brand new science facility, but did not quite have enough time to finish it. So what we're going to do today is go ahead and finish it. Uh, One more thing that we need to have produced before we can rebuild the blue science is filter inserters, and instead of just piping them in from the miscellaneous factory down south, I'm just going to have it produce what it needs right here. And it's just once again a matter of getting the belts up into the rack where it will produce them. Alright. Just trying to space everything out here. Give myself enough room. Alright, yeah. It starts off with the gears, then goes into the basic inserters, then the fast inserters, then the filter inserters. I'm not going to bother having any buffer boxes down here because this isn't going to be an area where I build these things for my personal use. It's strictly for in the need of science. Cave Johnson would be proud. Anyway, I'm going to have a splitter here, bringing the iron plates over into reach of a fast inserter. That way I don't have to use the long-handed inserters going across the electronic circuits belt in order to do that, because that will bottleneck the speed. So instead I'm just going to have it give itself a little bit of a branch so that it can reach them with one of the faster ones. Alright. And then finally planning for the output, which is just going to go right along there. And then finally it should just need power. And there it goes. Get some lights. Alright. Filter inserters are being produced. Now it's just a matter of setting up the actual blue science facility. I'm building up a lot of wood reserves there in my inventory, so I went and dumped them out into a chest. I have just a ton of random little chests all over my factories, just full of mostly wood because I don't use it. And then back here I realize we are not going to need sulfuric acid down the bus anymore. It was only necessary for the batteries, so why bother pumping it down there? So went ahead and took care of that. Now it's just a matter of getting all 4 of the necessary ingredients for blue science up into the production rack. And again, this is pretty much the final the final rack that we're going to need for our science needs. So there's a lot of things here on the bus that just won't need to be here anymore. I'll probably end up tidying this up at some point in the future, but for right now I'm just not going to bother with it. Alright, there are the 4 lines of ingredients. Now it's just a matter of trying to figure out how to arrange all of these assembly machines in order to get the produced resources built. Yeah, my brain just kind of went for a moment there. Anyway, yeah, and the design that I have, it turns out, is just 1 tile too wide for my for the limitations that I've placed upon the rack width. According to these designs, each rack is exactly 13 tiles wide, and it's a good design. That's the way it was proposed, and I know that people have done this in a more efficient manner. But because I'm trying to double my output from what I had before, I don't want to just have an enormously long line of assemblers going, far to the north. I mean, it's already going to be quite long. Because since I am doubling it up, that means that there's going to be 24 assembly machines producing blue science. And so if I were to have them all in a single line, that would just extend, ages out to the north. And that's something I don't really want, because it would be impractical to put a defensive wall around it when you've just got this one thing sticking up out of, up into nowhere. So finally I just decide this is the final rack in the science production area, so I think I can give myself a pass in creating a rack that is one tile too wide. And the other thing I want to do down here is I also want to have the purple science produced right here, so that I don't have to make another rack just for that. It would be kind of a waste of a rack space, because I just have these two assemblers making what I need. So it's a little bit of trying to figure out how to get all of these belts where I need them. Alright, I think that's the design I'm just going to go with. And as it is, this rack is already going to be incredibly long. It's going to be a total of 12 assembly machines on either side. And I am out of assemblers in my inventory, and I'm also out of blue express belts, so I'm going to have to go down here and get a bunch more of those. And as well as craft up a bunch of new assembly machines in my inventory. And eventually I will have a rack down in the miscellaneous. God, I'm also out of fast inserters. I'm out of everything. Alright, I think I'm prepared now. Alright, now what was I saying? Oh yeah, at some point in the future, my miscellaneous facility will have a rack dedicated to producing level 3 assemblers, which will also therefore have to craft up the level 1 and level 2 in order to get there. But for right now I do not have that, so I just have to do this all by hand. Pocket crafting, as they call it. Anyway. Alright, I think that all of the infrastructure is in place. I just need to set the recipes and finally power it all up. Which is going to take a while on its own, because there's just... And I need more of those as well. Alright. Now it's just a matter of connecting the power. That should do it. Oh yeah, I need to connect up this little line of resources as well. Alright, there we go. Everything is going. And we're starting to see our first blue science produced. Alright, that is going to be an absolute thing of beauty. Alright, get rid of some of these extra pipes down here that I don't need. Now it's time to put up the actual research labs. I've got a few of them in my inventory there, but I want to have a lot more, so I'm going to go ahead and craft up some more. I don't want to craft up a bunch of gears in my inventory if I've already got boxes of them laying around. There we go. As it is, I'm crafting up a few of the basic belts in my inventory as well. But that's alright, they're quite fast as far as crafting speed goes. Alright. Now, I just have to clear out a big spot for all of these research labs. Now, I'm not going to put them all into a single line, or a dual column, as it were. I'm toying around with the idea of splitting it into groups. There's going to be a total of 40 research labs. God, I need more room in my inventory. it would help if I got rid of all of the copper plates that I'm just not using. But for right now, they're going to stay right there. Alright, so what I'm going to do instead is just have 4 groups of 10 research labs each. Very much like the pattern you're seeing here. In fact, not very much like it, exactly like it. Alright. Yeah, we're going to see if this at least helps to keep things a little more organized. I don't know. We'll see if this actually proves to be beneficial or not as time goes on. Now it's just a matter of taking both my input belts and splitting them 4 times. Well, technically you're only splitting them twice, but you end up with 4 belts. You know what I'm talking about, hopefully. I do believe I'm not speaking gibberish here. Once again, I am out of belts. Just going to pick up a ton of those. Alright, there's 1. Alright, now it's time to get the red-green belt. Alright. This is just starting to look like a really strange octopus. Or a pair of squids. I don't know. You tell me what that looks like. Anyway. Now that we've got all of our stuff down here, I need to pick up some more inserters. Because I need to craft up a bunch of long arm inserters in order to do what I'm needing to do. Alright. And this just kind of, it's going to take a while to set it all up, but it'll all be worth it in the end. Okay. There's 2 groups down. There's 3. Just need to... And then after this, I'll just have to wire it all up with some electric poles. Alright, well, it'll all work. And craft up a bunch more of those. That's another thing I'd like to add to my miscellaneous facility is power pole production. Alright, research is back underway. You can see the progress bar moseying up there in the upper right-hand corner. Awesome. But then I realized there is a massive shortage of iron ore. I'm going to go ahead and check out what's going on over here. Now, this mine that's already on its last legs has just lost half of its production. So this is really just it's dwindling down to practically nothing. Good thing I have another mine over here, but it's also not really producing a whole lot. Oh, hey, my construction bots fixed up a few of those turrets down there. Alright, yeah, so I'm just going to go ahead and increase production over here. I'm going to try to saturate this mining area. Add a few more lines of mining drills. There's something we haven't seen in a while. Research being produced. Alright. And get things back on track over there. Alright, yeah, just bringing in the power. Have everything just start up. Alright. That's produced. There we go. That's a lot more ore. I'm going to go ahead and upgrade those to express belts. More research. Man, I forgot how annoying this thing was. Oh well. It's progress. Progress in the name of science. And there goes that train. Yeah, I'm going to have to do something about that. It's probably time to start scouting out another iron mine. maybe even 2, just so we can guarantee that there will always be iron flowing. I went ahead and took off the back car on that train just because it's not necessary anymore. More research. Rearranging some of these power poles so they're not quite in the way. God, that just looks terrible right there. It's so barren. And of course that's also interfering with my electronic circuit production because it relies on iron plates. And just looking at a couple of the other options I've got. Alright. Yeah, here comes some more. Not a whole lot though. Yeah, we're definitely going to have to do something about that. And of course, because not only the science is working at full steam ahead, but it's also my miscellaneous facility is also trying to replenish the express belts that I've taken out of there. So both facilities are heavily draining my iron supply. So the only other thing I can really do for the moment is to just increase production down here even more and upgrade a few more of the belts to express level. Alright, well, at least the train is filling up pretty quickly. You know, each time it comes through, it leaves with a nearly full cargo wagon. So it's just, yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and put more mining drills down on this entire ore patch. Alright, get it all connected up to this central feeding line. But I don't know why I set it up to have the feeding line right through the center of the ore patch. All that's really going to do is require me to, you know, once the sides are completely emptied, I'm just going to have to put down some more mining drills to cover that little bit in the middle. Now that is the end of the episode. Of course, it's a little short for today, so I'm going to go ahead and give you a little preview of something else I'm doing, and that is building up the defensive wall, version I guess 3.0 here. Long-handed inserters. That way, if the biters get close, we'll just swat at them. And if that doesn't work, turrets. Oh, look at that. It looks like they're all dancing. Okay, pull out 400 ammo from the train, and then stop. Wait, guys, I wasn't ready for that. Bring that ammunition back. No, stop. Alright, trying this again. Pull 400 ammunition out of the train, and then stop. Wait for it. It worked! Yay! Now it's time to kick things up a notch. I'm going to try to build an SR latch. Okay, now take 400 out of the train and then put it into the next chest. That wasn't 400, and guys, bring that back. That ought to curb your enthusiasm a little bit. Why isn't this working? I just want it to work perfectly on the first try. Is that too much to ask? Save me, forum! Yeah, that's about as clear as mud. Ah, here we go. That's how to build an SR latch. Good thing those speed reading classes really paid off. Alright, I think I got it figured out this time. I just have to get the values in there, the set and the reset. Wait, how did that go again? Okay, I think I got it this time. Let's see if this works. Going. And it worked! Yes! So our defensive perimeter 3.0 takes 400 ammunition out of the train and then transfers it into the logistic network using an SR latch. I'd call that a win. Thank you very much for watching today. My name is Azrael. Never stop building!